Hey guys, what's up? How are you? Well, I'm back again with another lesson. I hope you're fine, dear lovely IELTS candidates. Well, today we're going to talk about fill in the blank questions in academic reading, and we'll learn how to answer this question type. As you remember, in our previous video, we talked about different types of questions in academic reading, and we talked about some basic strategies to answer questions in IELTS reading. And today we're going to delve into fill in the blank questions. We're going to talk about some strategies and techniques that will definitely help us to answer this type of question as easy as we can. So, well, let's see what is fill in the blank question. As you can see, this is a type of fill in the blank question, right? And these questions are always in order. So, for example, when you find the answer for question 3 in paragraph 2, so the answer for question 4 is definitely not in the previous paragraph. Maybe it's in the same paragraph or the next paragraph, right? So this is what I mean by always in order. And this type of question is the easiest, one of the easiest question types in academic reading. So if you see this type of question, so start first with answering this type of question, all right? Now, as I said before in our previous video, each question is formed from one up to two sentences in the reading passage, right? So in order to find the answer for each question, you do not have to read the whole paragraph. You only look for the keywords, all right? And the right answer in the blank, will connect to the words before or after the blank line, all right? So the words before and after the blank line are very important, all right? And you must be able to scan for keywords and understand synonym language. Now, there are two types of directions. There are two types of questions in fill in the blanks. As you can see, this is the first type, in which you complete the sentences using words from the box, right? So the words will be given to you in the box. And the second type is you choose no more than, for example, one word or two words or three words from the text, and you write them in the blank, right? Now, there are 5 basic strategies to answer this type of question. The first one is that you underline or circle keywords. And what are keywords? By keywords, I mean numbers, names, places, right? These are dates, for example. These are keywords that you can easily find in the text. And the second step is to identify the easy questions to do them first. So you can mark them with a checkpoint, right? And then you scan passage to find keywords and synonyms, all right? So you mark keywords in the matching sentence, and then you find the word or the words that connect to the words before or after the blank line, and then you write the question number next to the matching sentence in the passage, all right? These are 5 basic strategies that you have to follow in order to answer this type of question. Now, it's time to first read the questions, right? So we never start with reading the text. First of all, we always read the questions first. Now, there are 3 questions that we're going to read today. Here, as you can see, question number 11, 12, and 13, right? Pay attention to how many words you can write. It's very important, right? Just choose no more than 3 words from the passage for each answer. So if you use 4, even if your answer is correct, you will lose mark. You will not get any point here, all right? So no more than 3 words. Now, number 11, in Greece, tourism is the most important. Now, our keyword here is Greece. It is the easiest keyword that we can find it in the text, right? So Greece is our easiest keyword. You know, tourism is not very useful. Why? Because it is repetitive keyword. Repetitive keywords appear a lot in text, so you cannot rely on them to pave the way for you to find the answer, right? So tourism is not a good one and is the most important. This is connecting word. Connecting word is the word that is before or after the blank, and it will definitely help you find the correct answer in the blank, right? Now, pay a lot of attention to the word and its synonyms. You definitely know that instead of most important, there is another word in the text, a synonym word, maybe most significant or major, right? Now, our next question number 12, the travel and tourism industry in Jamaica is the major. Now, again, here, Jamaica, which is the name of the country, is our easiest keyword. So we highlight this word and try to find this word in the text. And the major is, again, our connecting word. So, like most important, we know that the major might be used as synonym in the text. So we should be aware of the synonyms of this word. And question number 13, the problems associated with measuring international tourism are often reflected in the measurement of. Problem can be the problems. Problem is one of those keywords. Actually, it is not an easy keyword. That might be a little bit tricky and challenging because you might face some synonyms of problem in the text, all right? And international tourism might be another keyword. Again, it is not the easiest keyword. By easiest keyword, as I said before, I mean dates, numbers, specific names of people, names of places, countries, cities, all right? So these are, let's say, easiest keywords. So let's try to answer question number 11. In Greece, tourism is the most important, blah, blah, blah. Now, as we see the paragraph, here is the paragraph that the keyword Greece is found, right? In the last line, after Bermuda and before Italy, we can see Greece. Now, what we do here is that we read that sentence carefully. That sentence which Greece or our keyword appears, right? Now, for example, starting with, for example, which is the beginning of a sentence. Tourism is the major source of income in Bermuda, Greece, Italy, Spain, Switzerland, and most Caribbean countries. Now, we have a very useful word here, which is the synonym of most important in the question, and that is the major. So major is the synonym of most important, all right? Now we read again. For example, tourism, and also we have tourism here, is the major, which is the synonym of most important, source of income in Bermuda, Greece, and blah, blah, blah. Now read the question again. In Greece, tourism is the most important. Important what? What we had after the major in the passage was source of income. So this is our answer for this question. Source of income. So instead of most important, we had the major. And after the major, what appears after the major is, let's say, the answer. But remember something. In some challenging questions, all right, maybe a clause is used between two commas that expands the question, expands the text, and that would be a little bit tricky for you. So pay a lot of attention to the meaning. Think of the answer as its meaning to be a little bit logical, right? So we'll work on these tricks in the reading later. But remember again something. The word that appears after your connecting word, which is the major here, is not always the answer, right? Is not always the answer. You should look for a word that makes sense. If you put it in the blank here, that should definitely make sense, all right? So source of income here makes sense because The most important source of income, tourism is the most important source of income increase, all right? Now, let's turn to our next question, which is question number 12. The travel and tourism industry in Jamaica is the major. Now, we should look for another major thing here, which is in Jamaica. Now, the paragraph which Jamaica, the name of the country appears is this paragraph. Let's find Jamaica here. It's in the last line, right? There are a lot of names of the countries here: Brazil, Canada, France, West Germany, Hong Kong, Italy, Jamaica. All right. Now, what we do here is to start reading from the beginning of the sentence. And the beginning of the sentence is the beginning of the paragraph, right? So we start from the beginning of the paragraph. In addition, Hawkins and Rich, quoting from data published by the American Express Company, suggests that the travel and tourism industry is the number one ranked employer in Bahamas, Brazil, Canada, and blah, 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 and Jamaica included, all right? Now, let's read again. Suggests that the travel and tourism. So we have the words travel and tourism in the sentence, in the question 2, the travel and tourism. We also have industry here as the number one ranked employer. And now, one thing important here is that instead of the major, a synonym word is used here. What's that synonym word? Number one ranked. So when we say number one ranked, it means the most important, the most significant, right? The major, right? This is our synonym word here. Now, what word appears after this connecting word, number one ranked? It is employer. Now, put employer because there's not any other word here. As you can see, they're just a name of the countries after the employer, right? So we're definitely sure that employer is our answer for this question. But if there are some other words that would make it a little bit challenging, try to put the word after the connecting word in the blank and see if it makes sense for you or not, all right? If it does not make sense, so try to finish the sentence and try to find that word which makes sense in the blank, and the sentence that would be, the meaning of the sentence would be logical to you, right? So the travel and tourism industry in Jamaica is the major employer. The major employer, right? Now, the last question, which is question number 13. The problems associated with measuring international tourism are often reflected in the measurement of. You know, what we attempt to find here are 3 not very easy keywords: problems, international tourism, and measurement. If, measurement is one of those words that its synonym is not used in the text. I mean, the measure itself, the word measure itself is definitely used in the text, in the passage, right? There are some words in English that we'll talk a lot about these words, that if the author uses the synonym of that word in the text, that would not make sense. And measure is one of those verbs, or measurement is one of those nouns that this, if the synonym of this word is used, that would not be, logical, and that would not make sense. So measure is the word that we have to find in reading our paragraphs. Now, the paragraph that measure appears is this paragraph, as you can see here. As you can see, problem is also included, in the first sentence. However, because of problems of definition which directly affect statistical measurement, also measurement is used, all right? Now, we should look for international tourism and any word which means this, international tourism. It is not possible with any degree of certainty to provide precise, valid, or reliable data about the extent of worldwide tourism participation or its economic impact. Now, we have worldwide tourism here again, which is international tourism, right? So we have found actually our keywords here. All right. Now, when you find your keywords, it's time to read the question again to see what word we need. Do we need verb? Do we need adjective? Do we need adverb, noun, what? Right? Now, let's read the question again. The problems associated with measuring international tourism are often reflected in the measurement of. Now we have to look for another measurement of something. There are some problems, right, with measuring international tourism, and those problems are reflected in the measurement of this too, of what, right? Now, let's read from the beginning again to see if there is another problem too or not. If we cannot find anything, all right, any other problem with the measurement of something, we should continue reading the text, all right? However, because of problems of definition which directly affect statistical measurement, it is not possible with any degree of certainty to provide precise, valid, or reliable data about the extent of worldwide tourism participation or its economic impact. Now, we have not found anything other than worldwide tourism, so we have to continue. In many cases, similar, when you find similar here, when you see similar here, it means that, all right, now it's going to talk about another difficulty with measurement of something, all right? Similar difficulties, so difficulties is the synonym of problems here, arise when attempts are made. This is matching sentence, right? To measure domestic tourism. Now, in the previous sentence, we read about international tourism, worldwide tourism, and the difficulty of measuring worldwide tourism. Now, the word similar makes sense that, all right, now we are going to read about another problem associated with what? Associated with domestic tourism, right? So our answer here for this question is domestic tourism. And as you can see, before domestic tourism, we have the verb to measure. And in the question, we had measurement of. So to measure domestic tourism and the measurement of domestic tourism. So as you can see, it's pretty easy. Answering fill in the blank questions are always really easy, even if this type of question appears in the third reading passage, which is the most difficult passage. Again, finding the answer to this type of question is pretty easy. So these are the basic strategies that we have to follow. So we start always with the question, all right? We identify or circle or highlight our keywords, all right? And then we start with answering easiest questions, all right? And then we scan passage, trying to find those keywords, all right? And then we find the words that connect to the words before and after the blank, right? And then we write the question number in the matching sentence in the passage. All right, that's all we have to do in answering fill in the blank question types in IELTS Academic Reading. All right, that's all for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. Our next session will be about how to answer short answer question types in academic reading. So until next time, enjoy your time. Stay tuned and goodbye.